My name is Sofia Duenas, and I'm a first grade teacher at Para los Niños Gratz Primary Center. What you're about to see is a morning activity that we do in my classroom as part of morning meeting that focuses on what students do when they have big feelings. For example, they're angry. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, my friends, I'm super excited to see you this morning. I know that we're gonna have a really good day today. We have a lot to do, but this morning we're actually gonna get started talking about the book that we read yesterday. So right now, I'm gonna show you the cover of this book, and while I'm showing you the cover, I just want you to spend 10 seconds thinking about if you remember what this book was about. I know there are some friends here that weren't here yesterday, and that's okay, because we're gonna talk about what happened in this book. So right now, you're gonna get your thinking caps ready, and you're gonna spend 10 seconds thinking about what this book was about.
That looks like How to Train Your Angry Dragon.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh,
We're gonna take 8 more seconds. Zaire remembered something about this book, and he's staying nice and silent to let others make sure they have their think time, and he raised his silent hand. Thank you, Zaire. We're gonna take 4 more seconds. All right, if you remember something about what this book was about, can you go ahead and raise a silent hand for me? Wow, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people who remember. 7. Amazing. Jacob, why don't you start us off? What was this book about?
it's about training your angry dragon. Being mad and learning how to learning how to tell the dragon to be good.
Would anyone like to add on to what Jacob said? Amanda.
That he doesn't like to share his toys.
Zaire.
The guy trained his dragon by using a string.
Say that one more time.
The kid trained his dragon by using a string.
He had to train him from when he was a baby, right? To start all the way to when he didn't know how to use the restroom. So I'm wondering if you guys can talk to me a little bit about what did it look like when the dragon was angry? What did it look like when the dragon was angry? And I'm going to show you some pages to help you remember a little bit about what it looked like. Lisha?
The face of the dragon looks really nasty because he doesn't know how really to share.
So everyone right now, go ahead and show me what your face looks like when you're mad. Show me on your face. I see people's eyebrows get closer together. Their eyes look a little bit more serious, and their mouth is either frowning or it's straight. Awesome. What else? Yeah, Jacob does a really good angry face. What else does it look like when the dragon is angry or upset? So we know what his face looks like, but what else did the book talk about happens? Juan?
His training was bad.
Tell me more. What do you mean bad?
He does his mad stuff and then he trains good now.
So what does it look like when he's mad, Juan? What is his body doing?
He's doing crazy stuff.
To his body. Is it calm?
No.
No. Do you have anything else to add?
Smoke on his ears.
So maybe it feels like there's smoke coming out of your ears. Leah?
Oh, I know there's
When there was a big line on the slide, he was looking for something to burn. So right now, we just picked a few things to describe how or what it looks like when we're angry. But what I want you to do right now is I want you to spend about 15 seconds And I want you to think about a time where you felt angry. We're going to do a stand up, hand up, pair up in a few seconds. And all I want you to focus on is, what did it look like when you were angry? What was happening and what did you feel? In a few minutes, we're going to talk about how you solved it. But first, all I want you to tell your partner is why you were angry and what it looked like and felt like. Can someone tell me, what are we about to talk to our partners about? Jessica.
When did you get angry?
When did we get angry and what else are we sharing with them? Lisha?
Why did you get angry?
Yeah, so when and why and what did it feel like, okay? So we're going to take 15 seconds of silent think time right now. I'm thinking about a time where maybe I was on the playground or I was at home playing with my brother or sisters. I'm thinking about times where maybe I didn't get my way. When you've thought about a time that you were angry, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. We're going to take about 8 more seconds of think time. All right. If you didn't think of a time when you were angry, I'm going to ask you to come to my group. If you already thought of a time where you were angry, when I say go, I'm going to ask you to stand up, hand up, and pair up. So let's go ahead and do that first step. Let's stand up. Sorry, it's okay. We're going to put our hands up. And we're going to pair up. Remember, if you haven't thought about a time, go ahead and come to me. So go, pair up. William, do you need a partner? So you're telling your partner about a time when you were angry. Go ahead and go. Oh, come on. Do you guys have a time? Were you able to think about a time? Ooh, is there a time where you were playing with your sister or your baby sister and she took something from you? No, she's always super nice to you? Yeah. How about you, Jessica? Your brother, you never play with your brother? Is there ever a time where he's done something that you didn't like? Yeah, tell us about it. And how did you feel? And what did that look like when you felt angry? Mad? Tell them a little bit more. What does mad look like? I want you to tell me about a time you were angry. When is the time you were angry? When was the time that you were angry, Jason?
I was angry in my house.
Why?
Because my mom doesn't let me eat the food.
Amira, did you share about a time you were angry?
I was angry because I couldn't eat my spaghetti.
Aww. Thank you for sharing. We're going to take about 5 more seconds to share.
And then when I got mad, I went back to the restroom and I went outside. She said I'm sorry, and I went outside to come in.
All right, go ahead and find a spot in the circle one more time. It's okay if you didn't finish. We're going to have a chance to share all together. So go ahead and find a spot in the circle. Amira is sitting in the circle. Emma is sitting in the circle. Go ahead and find a spot. It's okay.
Bye.
Amigo. Why don't you go right next to Amanda? There's a spot there. I heard so many amazing stories. I heard people talking about a time when they were angry because someone told them no and they couldn't do something. I heard people talking about times when they couldn't maybe eat what they wanted or play with their mom's phone. Is there anyone Is there anyone who'd like to share? We're gonna have two people share.
I'm addicted to electronics.
Elijah?
When I travel back to Compton, my mom won't let me get a toy.
And so how did that make you feel?
Sad.
Sad? And what did that look like? What was your body, what was going on in your body?
I just wanted it, but she said no, so I had to go to another store to get Dragon Ball Z right here.
I'm gonna have one more person share. Wow, I have so many hands today. Jesus, go ahead.
That the angry dragon was like super angry. He didn't want it to finish toy. And the
We're not
boys
talking about that.
Were like kind of like sad because he wasn't giving the toys.
Is there a time that you felt like the angry dragon that you can tell us about? Will you share it?
And he was kind of like mad. He didn't share the toys.
Have you felt mad because someone didn't share their toys? No? Okay, that's okay. All right, so we've already thought about some times when we get angry. And one of the things I want us to all notice is that all of us get angry. And it's okay to get angry. It's a normal feeling. There are things that make me angry all the time. But
Like us, sometimes we make you angry probably because like something we did bad or something we did bad to our home or
that might make someone angry. You're right, Jacob. Those are all reasons why maybe a teacher gets angry. You're right. So my question for you guys is, what do we do when we're angry? The book gave us some ideas, and I want us to think back to some of the ideas the book gave us. And then what I'm going to ask you guys to do, because I think you guys are the experts, William, is we're going to think about when we feel angry, what are some things that we can do? Who drew this? Did you draw this, Jason? Yeah. So when we feel angry, what are some things that we can do? So right now we're going to start off by going back into our book and reminding ourselves what our book was talking about. Then we're going to have a chance to talk with partners. Then we're going to come together. Okay? So right now, we're going to go back into our book, and I'm going to show you 3 pages from our book. And I want you to think about what the boy was trying to train his dragon to do. When you meet a bully, there's no reason you should stay. Don't burn them to a crisp. Just turn and walk away. When you don't get your way, slowly count to 10. It gives you time to calm yourself. You'll feel better then.
His name is Ian. What is the dragon?
So I told him that when angry thoughts begin to fill his head, he can make them go away by thinking happy thoughts instead. So right now, spend 5 seconds thinking about what was the boy trying to train his dragon to do. And I really want to hear from some voices I haven't heard from yet. Erickson, why don't you start us off? To be nice. What was he telling the dragon to do? To relax how? Yeah, how to be calm. Zaire, what was he training the dragon to do?
He was teaching him how to calm down and share the toys that he had and play.
So if I want to calm down Jacob, what's something that I could do that he was showing the dragon how to do?
If there is a bully and you're mad because he bullied you, or she bullied you, you could just walk away.
Yeah, that's one. There were a few more. Let's see if we can remember one more in the book. So one is we can just walk away. Emma?
You have to be happy.
How to think happy thoughts? Yeah.
And also you can count to 10.
Yeah. So the book gave us 3 things we can do when we're angry. But what I'm going to ask you guys to do right now is we've learned a lot of different ways we can calm down. Right? Give me a thumbs up if we've learned a way that you can calm down in our classroom. Wow, I see so many thumbs. I see 5, 6, 7, wow, 10 thumbs. There's a lot of ways that we've learned how to calm down. So today, I'm going to ask you to go back into your brain, and I want you to think about 3 or 4 ways that someone who's angry could calm down. And we're going to add those ideas to our poster, and then it's going to go in our calm cubby. So that if someone feels angry, Jason, we can remind them of what to do. Give me a thumbs up if that sounds good. All right. So everybody get ready right now to think about what are ways when we're feeling angry or any other feeling that we can calm down. I'm thinking about things that I do when I might feel sad. I'm thinking about what I do when I go to the calm cubby. I'm thinking about what I do in moments where I might feel sad, but then I get happy. I'm thinking about what happened and how I got happy. When you have an idea, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. When you have an idea about how you can calm down, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Eddie, Christopher. Okay. We're going to go ahead and partner up with the person next to us. So that's going to mean Lisha and Leah, Amira and Snyder, Emma and Zaire, Amanda and Elijah, Juan, Jacob. You're going to be partners, Christopher and Eddie, Erickson and William, Jessica and Maria, and then Jason, Jesus, and Helen, you're going to be a group of 3. So go ahead and share with your partner one way that you can calm down.
He's not mad.
I see Amira turning to her partner. They're starting to share. What's one way you can calm down? You don't know. What's one way you can calm down?
So the dragon was
What's one way you can calm down?
So the dragon is
By counting to 3. Elijah, what's one way you calm down?
the dragon was
What?
like
Breathing.
He
Awesome.
just sneezed and he just popped up.
Eddie, what's one thing you like to do to calm down?
And to play with my Beyblade and just to calm down.
What about some yoga? Does yoga calm you down? No? How about you, Christopher? I'll tell you later. I'm noticing that a lot of voices are coming off. So I'm going to go ahead and give you 5 more seconds to finish your sentence, and then we're going to share out. All right, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come back to me. I heard some amazing ideas of things that people can do when they feel angry. So now I'm going to ask you to go ahead and we're going to share out some of those things. But before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to Juan. Juan is showing me that he knows what it means to listen respectfully. He is sitting crisscross applesauce. His body is to himself. His eyes are forward and his mouth is closed. Amanda and Lisha are showing me what it looks like to listen respectfully. They're sitting crisscross applesauce. Their bodies are to themselves. Their mouths are closed and their eyes are forward. Eddie, I'm going to ask you to scoot a little bit towards me over here, this way. That way Jacob has a little more space. Thank you. All right. Who can tell me of something that you talked about with your partner that we can do when we feel angry? I'm going to wait till I have at least 6 hands because I heard lots of talking. So what is something that we can do when we feel angry? All right. Elijah, why don't you start us off? Do you want us to come back to you? It's okay. Lisha, what's something that we can do when we feel angry? Breathe in and out. Absolutely, that's something we can do when we feel angry. Oh, I'm sorry, Jason. When I feel angry, I can breathe in and out. So go ahead right now. Everyone, make sure you're sitting all the way up straight. And we're going to smell our flower. Hold it. And blow out your birthday candle. We're going to do 3 more. Ready? Smell your flower. Blow out your birthday candle. Jason. Ready? Smell your flower. Blow out your birthday candle. All right. What else can we do? You can breathe in and out. What else can we do? Elijah, are you ready?
Yeah.
Maybe we can share how we're feeling with others? Absolutely. I can. What else can we do? What else can we do? Snyder?
Calm down and drink your medicine.
We can drink medicine or maybe drink water? Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's not helpful. Drink water.
Pause right there, Jacob. I want you to keep that in your mind for a second. Jacob, will you repeat what you just said?
That doesn't help because medicine is only when you're sick or like if you have something bad like an infection.
Yeah, you're right. So maybe we might not drink medicine when we feel angry, but we might drink water. Jacob, does it help you to drink water when you're angry?
Yes, sometimes.
Sometimes. So I think what Jacob just said is really, really important, William. Not everything on here is going to help everyone, and that's okay. Sometimes when I feel angry, it doesn't always help me, Jesus, to breathe in and out. Sometimes it helps me to drink water. Sometimes it helps me to share my feelings more than it does to breathe in and out. Emma, what's something else that we could do?
When you're feeling angry, you could sit down and you could think about it.
So maybe we want to sit down and think. Are there any other ideas? Are there any other ideas? Jason?
If you're angry, you could say calm down.
You could calm down. How could you calm down?
Like calm down like this.
Do some stretches.
We could like calm down like this.
Oh, okay. Do some push-ups. Zaire?
Another way you can calm down by telling your mom that when you're mad and angry, and she could calm you down.
Zaire, you just said something that's super, super important. Can everybody make sure your ears are listening to listen to what Zaire just said? Scoot over a little bit. Zaire just said something super important. One of the ways that we can help calm down is by naming our feeling. So Zaire said the first step when he's angry is to tell his mom that he's angry so she can try to help him. And that's super, super important. If you feel angry here at school, if you're outside on the playground, if you're at home, wherever you are, it's so important that you tell someone how you're feeling, because if not, we can't help, okay? What I'm gonna have you do right now is we're gonna think about, let's imagine for a second, everyone close your eyes. Close your eyes, close your eyes. Emma, close your eyes. Christopher, Eddie, Jessica, Maria, Helen. I want you to imagine that we're on the playground and maybe someone doesn't get to ride a tricycle. There's already 3 people on the tricycles, and so they don't get the tricycle. They've been really excited for it. So they're starting to feel a little bit angry. And maybe you see that their face gets all scrunched up. They're making loud noises. Maybe they're swinging their arms around because they're angry and they're stomping. I want you to think about what you could tell that friend to remind them to do something on our paper. What words could you use to remind your friend of the things that they can do? What are some things we could do? So I want to remind you, I'm thinking about a time where maybe I see someone who's angry and I want to help them calm down. And I'm thinking about what I could say. We're gonna go ahead, and as you're thinking about that idea, we're gonna get our wiggles out for a second. So I'm gonna ask you guys to match me exactly, okay? Match me. Match me. Come on, Jason. Now match me. Match me. Walk around the room a little bit, match me.
Ow. Sorry.
Thank you for apologizing.
Sorry.
All right, freeze. Now we're thinking about something we could say to remind our partners of what they can do when they feel angry. We're thinking about something that we can do so that our partners can use one of these things when they're feeling angry. So right now I want you to go ahead and hand up and pair up with someone and tell them what words you could use to remind someone to do one of these things. Let's see. William needs a partner. William, why don't you come over here with Jessica? Let's see. Jesus, do you need a partner? Oh, look, Zaire's right there. Here, Erickson and Snyder. Jason, why don't you come be partners with Lisha? So what could you tell a friend? Oh, Maria, come join us.
I think it's so Miss Tonya.
Yes.
One doesn't let me eat his partner because we have to choose someone else.
Why don't we make a group of 3? Can we problem solve? Yeah, there we go. So look, can I show you guys what we do when we make a group of 3? Ta-da! So go ahead, share. What could you tell a friend who's feeling angry to remind them to do one of these things? Is that yours? What could you say if you were angry with someone? What could you say to them? Calm down. What else could we say? So if they don't know what calm down means, what could you tell them? How about something like, I think you need to breathe in and out? Yeah. What else could you say? William, what's something you could say to someone who is angry? If someone's feeling angry, what could you say to them to help them use one of these things? Be calm. And what if they were like, I don't know how to do that? What would you tell them? Breathe in, breathe out. What else could they do?
Just come to our house. You have to ignore them.
I heard that one of you talked about to calm down, you could read a book. Who was that? Me. Do you want to share that with the whole group when we come back together? Awesome. All right, we're going to take 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and find your spot in the square. Eyes are watching. Ears are listening. Mouths are closed. Feet are very quiet. We're still in a circle, guys. We're still in a circle. It's okay. You should really try it. Listening well. Listening well. Why don't you go over there? All right, so what are some things when we spot someone on our playground or in our classroom or at home who is angry, what are some things we could share with them? Oh, look, they made some space for you. That was really kind of you, Jacob. Thank you for making sure that everyone felt included. So when we see someone who's angry, what could we tell them to remind them to try one of these things? What would we tell them? Amanda?
You could give them the tricycle.
We could maybe give them the tricycle. We could ask them what they want, and if that's what they want, we could help them problem solve. What else could we tell them? Jacob?
You could read a book.
We might remind them that they can walk away and read a book. Absolutely. Jesus?
Yeah.
You can either have a book if your book is your favorite book, and when someone gets it, you get another book.
Oh, so we could tell them you can go play something else, right? Absolutely. Amira, you had an idea that you shared. Do you want to share it with the whole group? Go ahead.
You could give them cupcakes.
Yeah, you could give them cupcakes. That's something that might make them calm down a little bit. Or maybe they could eat a snack if they're feeling hungry. What else, Zaire?
If somebody's playing with your favorite toy, you could ask them if can you play, and they say yes. But if they say no, you can't play, then you're gonna get sad. But if they say yes, and then you could play, and they're gonna get more happier.
Ah, so maybe there's a way that you could share. Yeah. Come on.
If somebody says thank you, you have to say I appreciate it.
Ah, so maybe you want to use some kind words, and that might make them feel a little bit better. So right now, room 13, you guys are the experts. Today, you just showed me that you know how to name a feeling. You know what it looks like when someone's angry, and you guys know 4 things that someone can do when they feel angry. So when we're outside, when we're at home, when we're in our classroom, our job is to help people when they have those feelings. So maybe we want to tell them, you know what? I notice that you're feeling angry. Do you want to take some deep breaths? Or I notice that you're feeling angry. Do you want to go get water? There are so many things you guys know how to do to calm down, and I am so impressed, and I know that, Elijah, you can go out on the playground and you can share those things. So to close our circle, what I'm going to have you guys do is I'm going to have everyone sit super straight, and I'm going to have you stretch your arms all the way up like a tree. Ooh, Christopher's like a tree. Maria's like a tree. Helen's like a tree. Jason is like a tree. And now bring them down. Oh, I heard a lot of people sigh. Let's go ahead and just use one word to describe how you're feeling, and then we're going to get started this morning. So right now I'm feeling really calm and refreshed. How about you, Snyder?
I'm feeling happy. I feel happy. I feel sleepy.
William?
Happy.
Emma? Go ahead, Amanda.
Excited.
Awesome.
Excited. Excited.
Jason?
Really excited
Really?
because I bought a new battery for my controller.
Thank
For
you.
my car, it can move.
Thank you for sharing.
I'm feeling sleepy. Sad. Excited. Happy.
Elijah? How are you feeling?
Well, happy.
Han?
Really calm.
Really calm. All right. Jacob?
Super duper happy.
Jesus?
Calm.
Is that you?
Happy.
All right. Thank you so much, friends. Can we give each other a round of applause? My name is Sofia Duenas, and I'm a first grade teacher at Para los Niños Gratz Primary Center. What you've just seen is an activity that we do as part of our morning meeting, where we teach students different skills and strategies to manage their emotions. This one is focused on what students do when they feel angry, but depending on the day, we cover a variety of topics. I learned to do social-emotional activities with my students in a variety of ways. Social-emotional learning is central to the Para los Niños model and exists across all of the different components of Para los Niños. And so because of that, it's a central part of our professional development. And when we come on as teachers at Para los Niños, we do a fair amount of training and work around what it means to be responsive to our students' emotional needs and how we teach our students about their feelings and what they may be going through both in home and at school. In addition to that, we have regular meetings on our site where we talk about the different social emotional activities we're doing. And so through those mechanisms, I learned about how I need to be responsive in my classroom to my students, and ultimately through interactions with my kids when they have shared how they're feeling. And I've realized we're not ready to jump into core curriculum, that we really do need to spend some time processing, has all been a part of how I've gotten to this point where every morning we're spending some time processing and challenging ourselves to cope in different ways with our feelings. So when students first come into my classroom, one of the things that I notice is that they have a really hard time telling me what they feel and what they need. If something happens in our classroom and I notice they're upset, what I really spend the first few months of the school year doing is talking to them about the specific things that we associate with feelings. So when we're happy, we might notice that we have a smile on our face and our body is calm. When we're feeling angry, we notice our eyebrows are together, our heartbeat might be faster, and our body movements are more aggressive. And so when I ask my students to identify how they're feeling at the beginning of the year, they really, really struggle. They don't have the vocabulary, and they usually don't know how to associate what's going on physically to what's going on emotionally. And so over time, after introducing this language to my students and after talking with them and showing them examples of all of these things, by the end of the year, they're usually able to tell me how they're feeling and what they need. And so it has been beyond impressive to see 5, 6, 7-year-olds come into my classroom and tell me, I'm feeling frustrated, I need a drink of water, and I need 5 minutes, and then I'll be ready to come back to this. And so it's been a lot of practice and a lot of modeling, but they over time get to this point where even within their peers, they're able to problem solve and recognize what other people are feeling, which is a life skill and helps them as they communicate with others and helps them in every situation they face. I have a lot of parents regularly tell me that their child will respond to them. I see you're feeling angry because you're using a loud voice with me, or anecdotes like that. And I just think about what a huge impact that has on their ability to communicate with others as they move forward through their education and beyond. Coming in, my class this year I knew had a lot of behavior concerns, and a lot of students in my class have a lot going on in other areas of their life that they bring with them. And so what I've noticed through this work is that my students are a lot more empathetic and a lot more compassionate when someone else is going through something. So we do have students that have outbursts or moments where they're incredibly angry. And it's empowered the rest of my class to say, I notice this person needs a minute, and we'll walk away. And so what that does for the student who's going through that is it gives them the space they need to implement the strategies that we've talked about. So the amount of major behavior incidents and the amount of interruptions and disruptions in my classroom has significantly reduced because my kids now feel comfortable to say what they need and ultimately implement what they need independently. And that's been huge. One of the biggest changes that I've noticed from the beginning of the year to this point in my classroom is on days when my students and I don't do these activities or something else is going on, maybe we have a fire drill that interrupts them, my students do not let me move on until we've had this time. They carry this within themselves in a lot of ways, and so if for some odd reason something's happening, they'll tell me, no, I want to know how everyone in our class is feeling, or no, I noticed this person is having a hard day. I think it would help them to sing this song. So when we think about like how this has impacted my students and the impact it has on their academic achievement, I know that when my students come to the table, they're ready to learn because we've taken this time to process what they came in with or whatever they were feeling. And we've implemented some strategies, whether it be breathing, whether it be yoga, or whatever the case may be, most of the time at their suggestion. And now we are ready to start the day. And so I'm way more productive throughout my day. My students absorb and make way more connections throughout our academic programming than I noticed before I started this work. We do a variety of testing because this is a primary school. We don't do any state mandated testing except for our English language learners. But one of the things I have noticed throughout all my testing is my students will verbalize. It makes me really nervous to see you like marking off my answers, so I need to take a deep breath. Can we stop? Or they'll ask me, why are you doing that? It makes me feel X way. And so in our testing, they're able to verbalize what they need, and when we're looking at the results, it's tremendous to see the growth. It really is, and we have seen students who are moving a year and a half past where they came in 8 months. And so it's really, really exciting and promising to see the impact it has on our academics during our school day.